turns out I have a lot more dust till dawn than I thought. So it might be a couple of days of this. Unless I feel really good today and open it all. But I do have 48 boxes to open. Hoping for the serialized naturally. That would be best case scenario. I think there's I don't think, I know there's a bunch in the wild still. I think maybe half have been opened and showed. So we will try. Haven't opened this set in a long time. I can't say I loved opening this when it came out. I think maybe was overhyped and let me down. I don't know. Also, I'm not a light shadow enjoyer, although I have played Prism in the past. I'm trying to think if there's any cards in here that are like oh, Flicker Trick's nice. I'm trying to think if there's any cards in here that are going to be very good for the Aria set. We shall see. Figment of Tenacity. Overall, though, I think this set is... the EV is not bad because Prism's seeing some play. I also think it was under-opened, so some of the singles have like a premium because there's not many in the world. Let's see if we can change that. Lost in Thought. Here's a cold fall something coming up. Here we go. Hey, it's a beautiful first hit. Extended Art Carapace. Great start. Steven, that's exactly what I'm hoping to do. I have maybe 100 boxes total here. So we can hope. I'm opening definitely 48 today. We'll see if that means we get one or not. But I do think Australia must have one. So I don't know of any that were opened in Australia. I know there was one in New Zealand. At least one. To be fair, maybe... maybe some have been opened and not shared and sold privately. That's very possible. If I'm honest, I think that's the way to get the most money is to keep it secret till you sell it. Let the person buying it share it. Let them get the... like, I think someone will pay more for the exclusivity of being the first to show it. Although all the Prisms have been shown now on Livia Prima's socials. I'm going to put these Extended Art Heralds on the side. They do hold some value. I can't remember if they still do, but in the past they did. Yes, back at it. I've got way too much to get rid of. I need some space in my room. Blood Dripping Frenzy. Prism Hero card. think LSS ever came out and explained the thought process. Like laid arrest, it's a rare that if it targets a shadow here, I guess +1. That very much people were saying felt like a draft set. Hey Brian, I don't think they ever came out and explained that, but there's a whole bunch of dead cards in this set, unfortunately. Especially for an expansion product. But I really don't know if that's even correct. Like maybe they expect there to be a lot more Shadow Light in the meta at some point. Maybe they're planning something cool like a Shadow Light only tournament. But yeah, there's some cards that definitely feel like something you would have seen in a draft set. Why did I put that there? Ooh, that's a mega hit. Excuse me. I would have muted the mic if I didn't have a card in my hand. Oh, that hurt. Alright, Warmonger's foil is a big hit. That's great. I feel like more Warmongers we see, the better. For EV purposes. Figment of Rebirth. Sorry if I blew out anyone's eardrums then. Hey, Numbskull foil is nice. So is it 2? This is like the second box. We have 4 foil Majestics. I'm curious if it's 2 per box. It's not bad. It's usually 1 per box, as a rule. That's not true. It's probably, as a rule, 2 per box, but we have a cold foil Rugged Roller. Don't think I've ever seen that played. It's probably a young original KO weapon. Because it's 1 for 6 at the end of the day. So yeah, if I had to pick, we will hit one of the Prism sketches. I think maybe it's number 10 that I haven't seen anyone show and exists, and the art is cool, but the chain wouldn't hurt either. Like I said, I don't think one's been pulled in Australia, and it seems like they spread out these cards to regions, and I hope that that means there should be something in my region. Unless they're mixing all of Asia Pacific into one region, then it's unlikely. Let me get rid of my mouse before I accidentally click on something. I don't think what other big hits are in this set. The Fable's actually not terrible. It does go into decks. I think it goes into Bolton. Scepter of Pain, if it exists in cold form, this set is definitely seeing play with Vincent. Chorus. There we are. And of course, most of the Marvel Figments are good to hit. The value's dropped off, but there is demand for them. So I think something people don't put enough stake in. Price of cards is one thing, actual liquidity is sometimes more important, especially for a shop. We prefer cards to just be liquid than high price. Like, we just want them to sell. Anything that sits in the shop for like 3 months before it sells is not great, because it's like holding up money. Tribute. It feels quicker to open these 10 card packs. You definitely end up with less bulk, which is nice. Soul Butcher. That's right, this set has all the bannerets as well. Hacked Reality. Surprised this isn't seeing more play with Enigma in the meta. It works on weapons, so even Dorinthian decks like that can run it, and it destroys non-token auras, which is okay. See, I just forget what cards are in what sets. So Hold the Line and Warmongers, that's like a very expensive card right now. Ooh. Hey. Marvel Archangel of Protection. Beautiful. We like those. Anything double-sided cold foil is a win. And there's the extended widespreads. I think we never hit a lot when we opened whatever we opened, 300 boxes of this set. So hopefully we find a bunch of them. Hey, what a box! Rainbow Carapace and an Aegis. That's crazy. And a Marvel, I should say. So I have a feeling, now that we've seen the full Arcane set, that, I mean, I could pretty much guarantee next year we'll see another light versus dark set. Also, Poison the Well is very much being bought out right now, so if you have copies, hold on to them, or if you plan to play them. Seems like the Rosetta set might have some stuff that lets you heal more. I guess there's a card with heal 1, heal 1, heal 1 as the text. I believe that might be indicative of something that amps your healing. I saw, I mean, someone bought blue and yellow sigils off the shop yesterday. I don't think we've ever sold blue and yellow Sigil of Solace, ever. Maybe even Healing Potion. End up seeing play. Stackswell's listening. Cold for Healing Pot, maybe. Good spec for the next set. I am Sunkiss, Moonwish, correct? Might be a combo that sees play in that deck. I'm not a speculator at all. I just never really do it. But it is interesting to watch. And of course, some people will win big. Like, if that hero is strong and you're it's like top of the meta, then Poison the Well will probably be in every deck. Kind of the way Ripple is in every deck now, because KO's around. Not in every deck, but you know what I mean. same as Hold the Line. It's specifically for Art of War decks and Blood Rush Bellows. So I don't think those people speccing are crazy by any means. What's the other one? There's also the non-attack action. Starstruck's good. The one from Uprising. It's another poison. One that heals 3 as a red. But it's not a potion. Is it an aura? No, it's just an attack action that heals 3. Like a chain ender. It's quite good and limited actually. Cold foil, Shroud of Darkness. I do love this, the Darkness and the Radiant cold foils. They look insane. They don't see a lot of play. I think one of the shadow ones does because it, I think in Levia. Healing Balm, that's the one. Healing Balm is maybe a good spec as well. It's like, again, it's a, I don't know. We sell them 3 for 99 cents, I think. How's Aria? We haven't, I mean, we had maybe 20 to 30 of every Aria Majestic anyway, Hemel. But I haven't even started opening Aria, so we're going to get through Dusk Till Dawn first. I mentioned this yesterday, but we bought this big sealed collection, and I told Dev, I'm like, Aria's the worst of it, and we have the most of it. I think 160 boxes. I said, just take them to your place and store them. It's a nice hit. Foil. Look foiling on that. So he took it, and then 2 days later, they announced the Rosetta set. I'm like, well, damn it, you're going to need to bring it back. But I actually don't have room for it here, so I need to open as much stock as I can in the next few days, so he can bring that over. But I'm not in a rush to open it. Again, we have a bunch of it still anyway, as in singles. We bought so many. Was this one box with the Carapace? I don't know, I've lost track. But I think that might have been one box with 2 Rainbow Foil and a Marvel. I think it was. If so, it's kind of crazy. I don't know how to store these so you guys can see them all. Maybe this way. Alright. Commons need to go. But yeah, Hammer, we saw a big, had quite a big day yesterday. Sales-wise, just normal sales, but then a whole bunch of speculative new set stuff. Someone bought a Crown of Seeds and then emailed us saying, oh, can you please cancel that? I didn't realize it was banned. Poor guy. We did cancel it. We did refund it. It was just funny. Very funny. Because I literally expected that to happen. 100% people are going to forget and go, ooh, Earth. Still the best card in the set, unfortunately. Widespread. Foil's nice. We need these in extended art, but do we just play Censor and name Crouching Tiger? Is that the meta now? Or is it Gust Wave or whatever the card's called? Or Bonds? I don't know what you're supposed to name. That's why I can't ever win a game in Fab. Flick a trick. Another cold foil of darkness. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is monotonous work for me if I wasn't streaming. And unfortunately for me, like run out of TV shows to watch. Someone recommend something. I watched the first episode of this is never mind, it's a Lexi spec, doesn't count. What did I watch? House of Dragon episode 1 yesterday. Holy shit. No spoilers, but if you haven't seen it, go see it. And if you have, it's Game of Thrones at its finest. Figment of Rebirth. Hamill, you might know this. Do you know if anyone's tracking or has tracked all of the artist proofs from Dusk Till Dawn? I remember someone was. I don't know if there's an up-to-date list, and maybe just your personal. My memory tells me I've seen like 8 to 10 of them. I'd love to know what's left. If you have time to message him and see. 13 from 20? Okay. How good is opening Everfest? Probably one of the best EVs in the game. Funnily enough, the boxes don't sell like it's the best EV, but it's hard to miss on Everfest because all the values in the Majestics, and you're gonna hit 10 of them a box, and most of them see play. So, and some of them are like quite expensive. Even the cold fall potions still sell for a couple of dollars, so it's a set I always buy when I can and open for the shop. Guys, imagine if I hit 2 serialized cards. Hey, another foil hold the line. Where's the other one? That's profit for sure. But I'm also talking about its EV in Australia for us, the shop. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world. Maybe the US has more of the singles. Oh wait, is that an embodiment of lightning? Maybe we're going to need some of those tokens soon. Yeah, Everfest has very good Majestics. I mean, it also has very good rares. Very playable cards in that set. That's a foil Majestic. Doesn't have swarming as well. And yeah, it has all the blue auras. It has... is this some equipment that sees play too? I think so. Majestic equipment. Ooh. I've seen one of these in a while. Non-foil Levia redeemed. I want, actually it probably exists, I just don't use a lot of these websites. Someone maybe tell me, maybe it's like FabRec or one of the data websites, but I know what I'd like to see is like an EV tool, or at least a search function that lets you go, it'd be great to be able to compare like the average Majestic price in different sets, for example. That look a bit like a wizard card. It does to me. Shadow wizard card. We used to use a site that had box expected value that stopped doing it. I'm thinking of making one, but we already don't have a lot of time. But it'd be great to have a tool. I think Rudy's been like very vocal about like inverted EV in Fab. It's not quite true. Like his take is he's surprised that box prices are so low, but singles prices are so high. But what he's not accounting for is the massive fluctuations, like week to week on the meta. So it's still like on average, boxes are not worth opening for people. But yes, sometimes cards double, triple overnight because everyone wants them because they saw someone win on that deck. So having an EV calculator would be a good tool for that. 24 Marvels in the next set, yeah. But that doesn't mean much. Like, not all Marvels have been successful. Look at the Bright Lights ones. So, also, I have a feeling that... Yeah, that's right, Tigers, then. I have a feeling that the next set, and quote me on this, that the Young Hero Marvels are going to be worth absolutely nothing from the start. I think we've had 2 sets in a row now where people are buying the Young Marvels and then they just drop heavy in price. I think that you're not even going to get $100 at launch for one of the Young Marvels anymore. I tried playing Olympia. I think... I think it's probably one of the more fun playstyles for Warrior. It's just maybe there's no room for it in the meta right now. But Olympia is really fun mechanically to play. Wagering a lot is great. I think Olympia Great Axe is a really fun deck to play. More of a control value deck. I know someone locally was playing like a Fatigue Olympia and was doing okay. But maybe if the game slows down a tad, that's what you'll see. Is I think it's one of the only Warrior decks that might have game into like the old school Oldham type deck, where Warriors traditionally couldn't beat Ice. But I think you should play what you find fun. Like, I don't. Warrior has a very solid card pool. If you play Hatchets or Sabers, there's an amazing card pool. Blade Runner, Slice and Dice, they're amazing. So if you're that way inclined, or play Great Axe and have a whole bunch of D-reacts and blues in the deck. I haven't seen anyone like really play the new Olympia spec. Seems great. Seems like you can like Helm a Sharp Eye and then bring in something else. You can play Braveforge, not Braveforge, Courage, and then equip Grains. But how it actually plays, I don't know. I haven't played Olympia in a while. But I do think it's a fun deck, fun hero design. Trying to remember the text. Is it when you win a wager, make a gold? Is that what it says? First time per turn or something? Envelop. Hey, Farron. We're trying to hit... I mean, the goal is 7 serialized cards today. But I'll settle for 1. 1's enough. Oops. There's a second. Yeah, we just hit one of these. Requiem foil. Figment of Tenacity. Another Carapace. Not complaining, by the way. This is probably stonks right now. Seeing we have 2 Rune Blades coming, and that's probably the card they're going to use. This has AB2 and Temper 2. Yeah, that's going to see play. And we've hit 3 of them. Luminolance. Cold Foil, Radiant Flow. These are probably the prettiest cold foil in the game. That white color, I'm trying to show you, is just ridiculously pretty. Whoops. I think this is box 8 or something. I might end up opening a bunch more. It's just a matter of getting through these first 48 and then deciding. Maybe if we hit a serialized card, I'll double up. Otherwise, I might just stream the other 50 odd boxes tomorrow. Runic Reckoning. Last pack of this box is a dud. Also, if you were here yesterday, can you tell me if you still hear any buzzing, or have I fixed it? I forgot this set had like Oldham, Lexi, and Briar specs. Terrible foils to be hitting for me, unfortunately. Chorus. I think Chorus is probably taken a hit up. Taken a hit. It's probably increased in value with Enigma being around. Who is this? It is a Marvel. Figment of War. Briar 2 on Rosetta Gold Pack. I mean, how cool would that be? But at this rate, it'll be a Blitz hero, and you won't be very happy. Draconis, that's the goal. That's what I am opening this primarily because we opened like 300 boxes and never hit a serialized, which is fine because it's obviously a very rare card. Whatever, 10 of each, so 20 total. But no one in Australia did hit one, so we have a chance. It's a bunch of boxes. No one's really opening this set right now, so I have a feeling these 7 that are left are just like this, hidden in shop stock that people haven't opened yet. So we've got roughly 100 boxes. Today is 48 of them at least, and we hope. I think LSS have pretty much said they're not supporting Blitz much anymore. Not in terms of it being a competitive format. So I hope so too, but I don't know, Louis. Like I don't know why they announced this set so early. Because so it has the benefit of like great, like I'm talking personally. We sold a bunch of Aria cards, but it has the downside, I think, of I was thinking about this because I was at an event and a local player was like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for my next paycheck to buy whatever card it was to finish his Zen deck." Right? He was on Katsu. You know, so it was someone that's about to spend some money on finishing out a Zen deck. But then you announce the new set. It's a little... It does take some of the shine away, I feel, right? Of, like, the second you announce a new set, I think you will affect the current market, the current set. obviously pro players, people going to callings events, they're gonna buy the singles that they need, right? But I think you affect people blinging out. So if you're like thinking, I get my tax, like in Australia, we get our tax back in July. Yeah, see, this is okay. So I hit it on the head. So that's what I think the problem is, doing this too early. So I think what you do is you just show the set logo, right? You just go Rosetta logo, September. Spoiler season starts in August, and that's it. Because then no one's seen the new heroes. Everyone's just speculating, but you're not like falling in love with a new card that isn't out yet. Overall, this probably makes them more money, but I do feel like it kills some of the hype for Mistvale, which was still very high in my opinion. We literally haven't... They could have at least waited till after Nationals, because people are still saving their money waiting for the meta. Yeah, Hemel, but it would have, like, we would have moved the stock anyway. I think it's like, you know what I'm saying? People are still waiting for the meta to flatten out. They're waiting for their own nats to come, so they're like, you know, potentially holding on to money that they would have spent and potentially won't spend till September now. And whenever you announce the Aria set, people are gonna... Sure, but that's... I don't know if it's good or bad. I just have the feeling that it's... yeah. Takes some of the shine off Mistvale. But keep in mind, not everyone wants to play a Wizard or a Runeblade, right? So that's always still going to be the case. There's still plenty of people that will play Mistvale heroes or Heavy Hitters heroes for that matter. KO is still very much a contender in this meta, I believe. So, but we'll see, right? And I think also, it didn't used to happen this way, but the last couple of sets, the heroes have immediately been into the meta. So people are weary of spending their money on heroes that may just be phased out instantly. Well, Harrow, they're not released this set. They're not, the spoiler season's not going to show the Marvels, etc. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Louis, I agree. But again, Hemel's saying this is the same length of time they spoiled Mistvale with. Maybe we didn't care as much, but that was spoiled at a Pro Tour, to be fair. This was spoiled at a Nationals, in the middle of National season, so it wasn't like the culmination of anything. So I would have rather see it after Nats. But then you wouldn't have the same eyeballs on the game, right? So obviously a whole, like tens of thousands of people are watching Nationals coverage. So that's a good time to advertise your set. Also, I've noticed they've been shifting away from content creator marketing and sort of publishing the content themselves. I also don't know how I feel about that. Ooh, what do we got here? Hey, Soraya. Figment of Erudition. This is the top one, I think. Maybe this and Protection. But either way, like I think it's the quality of these releases and hype and everything is amazing. So, but I think, and I haven't checked, and Hemel might know, but I bet you if you go to TCG Player now, the pricing for MST singles hasn't risen or has gone backwards, because I think you've made a point of, like, that's... What a box, huh? Marvel Legendary, back-to-back. But again, overall, I think it doesn't matter long-term for the game or anything, but... remember also, like, Fab, or LSS in this case, they're fairly new. And they do... I just bent the crap out of that foil. They do there's a lot of uncharted territory for them where they're clearly not trying to copy other card games and their releases, and they're trying to do their own thing. So these are sometimes trial and error. So, you know, they've had a couple of sets that clearly was trial and error. Some were extremely successful, some weren't. Releases, spoiler season, I think they need to experiment. Look at that. Stonks, foil poison the well. I think they need to experiment and figure out what works the best. So, yeah. Yeah, MSDs. But also the point that we don't know, but I can guess. I believe MST sold out everywhere anyway. So, like, we can talk about it. We can talk about it taking some wind out of the MST sales, but I don't think there's any MST left anywhere. Sealed boxes, that is, right? Which in turn means the singles that you see for sale are potentially all that's going to be for sale. You know, plus minus whatever percentage of people will list their own. So, like, maybe that's also part of the reasoning. It's like, well, they're not reprinting MST potentially. It's probably the most printed Fab set ever, by the way, because it released in the most countries ever, if you think about that. So my guess is that it's sold out, it's doing well, and they're like, well, we're not going to hurt our distributor partners or our stores because no one has the set anymore anyway, so let's just throw in this. And yeah, exactly, increase some collectability and secondary market activity. So maybe all in all, it's calculated and it's great. Because I haven't seen an MST box for sale in a store in a while. So, and yes, if you're a store, you're very thankful right now if you have a few hundred Tales of Aria Unlim boxes that you ordered and been stuck with for 3 years now. Suddenly, people are asking for them. I mean, I got asked by a whole bunch of people. Hey, I heard you bought a lot of Tales of Aria. Can I buy some off you? The answer was no, but that wouldn't have happened in the last 2 years. Only when Icelander was in the meta was that even a conversation, and that was only 1/3, not even 1/3 of the set. It was like people wanting channel lakes, more or less. But I don't know. Can you give me some info on Tales First Ed boxes? Hamel, have they actually jumped on TCG Player? I imagine there was always like a lot of it for sale. What are sealed boxes gone to? I just don't check TCG Player. Wait, 350 USD for a Tails box or a K? Okay. Yeah, see, that's very high, huh? For a dead product. That's great. So there you go. Maybe that's the point, right? Maybe that's the point of announcing it early. Well, lucky for me, I paid a lot less than that. Murloc Hill, what a card. Yeah. So how low was it? Like what was the lowest it was? 35 a box, and now it's 70 a box? Is that? Or 80 a box, sorry. I don't know if Ice will come back the way people think. I think they're going to be very cautious with that mechanic. Think Vincent as a Shadow Runeblade, very, very, very tame, because they don't want to reprint Chain. I think any Ice decks are going to come out and maybe make one frostbite every second turn, and it's not going to feel strong, and that'll be on purpose. It'll be very... Like, the idea of ice is that they should be very good against very aggressive redline decks, and they should be very bad against mid-range. But ice... Well, that would be my preference. But ice was good into everything. Unfortunately. Even said Iron Maiden. Right. I am tearing through these boxes. We've got a very good spread of legendaries right now. In the foil pile, yeah, I probably did do that. How deep? Found it. Thanks, guys. That is the last pack of this box. Don't worry, we do check after the stream. Everything gets checked. Reading chat and opening at the same time means mistakes happen. EA Heralds I haven't checked in ages. I'm putting them aside because I'm assuming that they have value, but I don't know what that value is anymore. What have we done? We've done 3 cases. So 12 boxes out of 48. I'm gonna keep them because I'm sure there's a market for them, right? Like even if it's $1, it saves me sorting them out of the rares later. And I think the extended art rainbow foils are still, 1, too expensive for some people, and 2, they can curl, so people don't necessarily want to put them in their deck at a high level event, which is fair enough. Ooh, that's right. Surgical's reprinted in this set, isn't it? Weird seeing a Dynasty card in Dusk Till Dawn, but we'll take it. I'll put it aside because it's going to be annoying to sort as well. There were still blunders. I think they were blunders because stores ordered product they couldn't sell. That's what's probably counted more as blunders, right? So even though the game's doing fine, a lot of stores would disagree that the game was fine during that period, you know? Because they are gonna rate the game on box sales because that's how they profit from the game. The fact that I was able to buy a collection like this from a store is sad because it means they couldn't move the stock. So they had a lot of money stuck in boxes that they couldn't move for one reason or another. Ideally, stock sells, sealed stock. If the set sells out from a store level, that's usually a good thing for the game, meaning the stores, the distributors, and you, the player that opened boxes. It's terrible for new players coming into the game if they can't get stock, and singles go up in price, but having too much stock is worse, I think. Cold Foil Dark Boots. Always, the lighter colors for cold foils always look better. Very subtle compared to the radiant ones. Guys, if you're new here, please subscribe. We have a Alpha Box giveaway at 5,000 subscribers, which is creeping up. Very likely to happen during these 500 box streams, so I think people miss playing real Runeblade, you know, Zoz? Like the go wide Runeblade. I don't think Vincent sits well with the OG Runeblade players. No idea how much the carapace is, but I'm sure it's worth a pretty penny right now with AB2 on it. Yeah, exactly. 2 arcane, 2 physical is always going to be. $60 USD. That seems okay. I think it was a lot lower for a while. But oh yeah, I would. That's the thing with like foreign language, like extended cold foils and stuff. They tend to have lower value than you'd think. It's surprising to me, but I guess people like being able to read their own cards at the end of the day. I'm surprised there's more people watching me open DTD than were watching heavy hitters. That says a lot. I don't know if it's just more people are free today or this set is more interesting, but I wouldn't have guessed. I would have thought people are not interested in this set. Maybe because it's been longer since they've seen it. Or maybe it's the chance of that big hit. You know, I said before that hack to reality is good. It's not that good into Enigma, because if you hit them, it means they have no num-token auras left except the blue auras, so never mind. Reprint Striders and Rosetta? No, I think they would have instantly announced that in the... because there's 2 extra legendaries for the Japanese printing, so I feel like they would have made that one of them. How much is a white border Striders? That would be the question, because I think it's still a very cheap... I don't think it's in the... I'd be very surprised. I didn't think Striders were that expensive. Also, I don't think an Lightning or Earth Wizard will use it, potentially. Yeah, 100 Canadian is low, right? Like, for what it is, it's not unbearably expensive. But I don't know. It got bought up, yeah. I imagine it would have. But I think of the theme on Earth and Lightning. Lightning is very much go wide. Ooh, Fable. Rainbow foil. Yeah, yeah, Lightning is go wide, and Earth is defensive. More or less. So I'd be surprised to see... Like, I think these are hybrid decks, is what I'm trying to say. No, I get you, but maybe most of the cards they'll be playing are hybrid. Hey, Becca. and the synergies. Like Fab is still very much about synergies. You can't just build a deck with the best value cards. It doesn't always work. So but again, we have no idea really. It was a good hit. This has seen some play on Vincent. I saw someone playing it in the mirror today, a couple of days ago. Yeah, I think though these will be hybrid decks, and you're right. I have a feeling, especially the Earth Wizard will probably play more like Bullander, with big attacks mixed in with Arcane. Because big attacks on a Wizard that can deal Arcane are very strong because people don't have armor to block with. So the second you add some attacks that have on hits, and a Wizard that's low health. Actually, what is the health pool? Did they show? I haven't read the hero text, believe it or not. Because that should tell us. Yeah, because if it's an Earth Wizard with low health, that's just going to run Skullcap. That's going to be a hard Wizard to kill. Hey, Kyak. Yeah, we're doing okay so far. What am I doing here? There. The Earth Wizard seems to have life gain. Yeah. Again, I'd be very surprised if the new Wizards lean into Stormstriders. Remember, Stormstriders got banned and then unbanned. There's a reason for that. They were very clear they wanted to build without having to be building around Stormstriders, so. Yep, I heard of that. So Shock Charmers and Skullcap got reprinted in the Japanese product. I mean, Shock Charmers, the text on it may be very valuable, because I don't think any decks really abuse the double hit or the deal damage twice text on it. Another Soul Bond. But hey, we're just speculating, we'll see. Yes, Shiana will eventually be broken. There's no two ways about it, right? Except an adult Shiana would be great. Imagine an adult hero that can play all specs. Whew. Very interesting decks to be built. That's top 8 playmat. I think it was a top 16 playmat, and it was it the Gauntlets? But I don't know. I think the playmat might be different per region. That was the US top 16. I remember watching a UPF game at Jersey, and the Shiana copied the KO text and cripplinged for 22, and then red pummeled it. That was that was fun to watch. Probably not fun if you ate 26 damage in a UPF game, but have that many resources. How much resources would you need? What's the UPP policy? I don't know what that is. Hey, foil poison the well. Can't do the add to cart for discount thing. Okay, I saw the UPP. I didn't know what it meant. So you're saying people were listing product at MSRP, and then when you go to cart, it was cheaper or added a discount? Is that what you're trying to say? Right. Does that mean box prices in the US will go up? Is that what you're saying? Thanks, Otherverse. I'm just speed running. I mean, I feel like box prices in Fab can afford to go up. The EV's been very good. Could you send me an Otherverse TCG box to open? You could. I don't know what Otherverse is. Also, I very much only do Flesh and Blood, but I'm happy to have a look. But I could probably recommend some better channels to send it to. Only because no one here would watch another game, I don't think, especially if the art style is very different to Fab. But my contact details are on the channel. Light Assault is rainbow. Yeah, policy doesn't matter for private deals, sure. But shops have to be careful if they invoice at all. That can definitely be found out. Tell us about your game, Otherverse. I'm assuming it's your game. Man, another Diadic. Woo. We're rich boys and girls, if there's any. We're on 4 Diadac Carapace. Probably the legendary to hit in this set, seeing what the new set is. My output mic volume. Is anyone else finding my mic volume low? Before I fiddle with settings. There was some buzzing yesterday, Rob, so I tweaked, which would have dropped the volume a little, I know. It is very quiet. How about now? Is there any buzzing? Just let me know. I'll tweak as I go. I just need feedback. ASMR unbox. That is way better. Okay. Yeah, but is there buzzing? That's what I mean. Because I think if it goes up... No buzz this time. Aha. Well, I went and, like... my cables were all touching. I unplugged everything and fixed it, so I'm glad. Do you want me to whisper, Hemel? Is that what you're hoping? Man, we have royalty in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, Dozer. You're only tuning in for Prism cards, I'm assuming. Haha. Second legendary of the box. And our first diadem. I'll move that there. Yeah, I'm streaming at odd times these days, but I have way too many boxes in my office and I want them gone. How many boxes at dusk? Rob, we're doing 48 minimum. And we're maybe a third of the way. Man, 50 viewers is not what I was expecting for this stream. Thanks for tuning in. Did I stop them? No. We have so much tails to open. It doesn't matter if people got a deal. Remember, Rob, if you order any more than 3 of a card, we cancel the order anyway. So, yeah, we cancelled a bunch of orders. That's all we did. I was saying earlier, we had an order today. Emil, you'll appreciate this. We had an order for a playset of blue and yellow Sigillasolas. I think that's the first time we've ever sold those cards on the shop. So it's great, I guess. Yeah, Clark, that's Kiak. That's our policy. Has been since day one. You could go on flukerbox.com and hit the mission statement. We caught a lot of flack for that, but let me tell you, it pays off. We have very active buyers, and we don't have as many scalpers, I think, as other shops. And it's not that it's a pricing thing, it's just that we want players to get their hands on playsets. And if you want to spec buy or flip or arbitrage, it's fine. You could just only do it with 3 cards. That's our policy. We're doing really well on these Marvels because we haven't doubled up yet on anything. That's number 4. Sam. Good to see you. Many celebs in the chat today. Marvel Figment stream it is. Guys, one last plug for the channel. Hoping to hit 5k subs, so if you're not subscribed, please hit that button. We're like 130 away from giving away an alpha box. Also, flukerbox.com. We are one of the largest singles shops for Flesh and Blood in the world. We do ship worldwide, and we're actually cheaper than some of your local singles vendors. So if your local store doesn't have what you need, flukerbox.com. You can also find us on Fabrary. You can build your deck or put a list of cards there and then add them to cart on our website. And you get a discount for doing that. And lastly, if you want to support the channel and get a cool little icon near your name, hit the join button. If you're on an Apple device, you will need to go into Safari or Chrome and do it there. You can't do it through the App Store app. Hey, Devin. But yeah, this is all stock for the shop. So if you see something here that you need to buy, we will have it up usually within 24 hours. I actually already put up all the heavy hitters from yesterday. Yeah, good question. It can do that sometimes. I don't actually know because that's my partner that does that for us. How many? How many angels exist? We have 4. Is there 8? Yeah, Kiak, I'll have a look. And maybe make sure we're syncing more often. But remember, there's a time zone difference, right? So maybe we do a price update and send the sheet to Philip, and maybe it doesn't get done right away. But I actually don't do it myself, so... But good question. I'll have a look. All right, so we're halfway to a playset of angels. And we're not halfway through boxes yet, so we might get lucky. I remember opening this set on release and having to buy some angels on the open market because, yeah, that wasn't great. Because the collation issues. That sucked, to be fair. No extended arts yet, which is crazy. I'm telling you, they're underpriced. Although, to be fair, I don't know what they sell for. But the widespread extended arts are not easy to find. Numbskull. Hey, not a bad hit. Scepter of Pain. Cold foil. I put an M in the foils. That happens. Yeah, I did. Thanks. I think fab cards in general are weirdly priced. Like, sometimes the foil and the non-foil is the same price, which is insane. But there's nothing you can do. Once some vendors put their pricing up and the price is, you know, $1 different, or TCG Player shows that, then people just have that price expectation, and it's hard to convince people otherwise. But there's some stupidly rare cards in Flesh and Blood that are extremely underpriced, including the, like, extended art heralds in this set. Like, this is... It's like roughly $2 a box. To get a playset, I think... Hemel can correct me, but to get a playset of those, I think it's more than 10 cases you'd have to open. Kiki made a good point that in WTR, so Unlim and First Ed, the Rainbow Foil Majestics are just as rare as a Heart of Findle, right? So, one foil Steelblade Supremacy is just as rare as a Heart of Findle. Because there's only one Fable and there's, whatever it is, 8 Majestics in that set. And on average... there's basically the same amount of foil E-strikes as there are cold foils, cold foil hearts. But so in essence, there's more tunics than E-strikes, but the pricing doesn't show you that. And of course, the fact that the same card exists in non-foil probably helps drive the price down. But you can do the maths yourself because the hit rates are public for Majestics in WTR. Yeah, Doze, that's correct. Although, again, Fab, as a rule, is profitable to open. You just got to know what you're doing. Like, for us, Hemel as well, we actually sell the commons and rares. It's not a lot of money, but there is a big market for them. And becoming a one-stop shop is very valuable. Shops that just sell the high-end struggle more than we do, I think. Because I think we'll get sales even if some of our singles are higher priced, just because you can add everything you need to cart rather than just the Majestics and up. I think I want to do, man, this is like really good clumping, but we're on four rainbows. Yeah, 4 rainbows. Yeah, we've had this discussion internally, and we haven't like actioned it yet, but we were going to just make like minimum price for a Majestic and minimum for a Rainbow, regardless of what the market price is, because I think we get completely ripped off as a shop listing Majestics for $1 or 50 cents just because that's what they sell for. And then, you know, an announcement like Rosetta happens and everyone buys Channel Thunderstep for 50 cents, but it's obviously worth more. It's just people didn't want it at the time. So I think if a few more stores just had a floor for their cards and refused to sell Majestics for less than $2 or $3, it would make a lot of sense. Because they really shouldn't be less. Like, you get like 8 in a box. I mean, we don't. It's not an issue, Hamel. It's just like it's to save admin, really. Let me put it this way: I don't want to sell a Majestic for 20 cents. So if it's 20 cents, I just want to have my floor as $1, and till they are $1, it doesn't matter if they sell or not. Bastion of Unity. Does any deck play this? This goes here. Or here. Well, that's the other logic here, is we want to have everything in stock so that when people do a Google search or a search inside our store on the website, it comes up with a result, right? And yes, some people do that. A lot of people that use bind depots do this, which is disgusting. I refuse to buy from these shops. You look up stock on their website, it says out of stock, but it shows you a price, and the price is like $99,000. And they do that to get search engine optimization and make sure the searches result in a hit. But or it's the opposite, where they have you search for Command and Conquer and it says $80 to $160, right? But they only have near mint ones at 160, but the pricing for 80 is for like a heavy played one, which they've never had in stock. They just say that the card is between this and this price, but none of their cards are actually priced at the low end. Those two things are very toxic. I hate it. For us, we just have a price. We actually unlist. In Australia, it's tricky, Kiak. There's a couple of good ones though. There's In Gaming. There's Findle Hobby. There's Tiger's Den, the auction page. There's a bunch. There's even a few like Good Game stores that have stock and they're okay pricing wise. I think Good Games Gold Coast isn't terrible. But no one really has the volume. That's usually the difference. So a lot of those stores have enough to service their locals and not really anyone else. And they have overheads, so naturally their pricing can be a bit higher than us. The shop says we don't have any adult Vin sets. It's because they're in this pile. I haven't put them up yet. Kiak, if you go on Facebook, there's a group called Sales and Trades, Flesh and Blood Sales and Trades Oceanic, something like that. There's a pinned post in that where a bunch of single stores have put their website up. Hey, no problem. Yeah, so if you go, you can see that. And a lot of the Aussie stores have listed their website. We started our shop to just make sure people can build decks. Unfortunately, it's still impossible for us to have all the stock at all times. Hell, I just built my Enigma deck. I had to place 4 orders from 4 different single shops myself to get cards I need. I'm not saying flukenbox.com isn't the best in Australia. I'm just saying you got to use others sometimes. I kid, but I'm not. Yeah, Kiak, that's fine. It's just to get the links. Also, it's a good place to, if you're buying something, get it a post, like buying these cards, and then you can find anything on that page, that's for sure, because all the vendors are on there. And also, there's like a bunch of other shops. I just can't remember all the names. Yeah. Warmongers. What's the other one we've been hitting, Hemel? Hit a bunch of foil holder lines, which are very playable right now. Am I going to go big on Rosetta? Yeah. Our issue, Hemel, is not the money side of the big order. LPG won't let us have the stock the day before pre-release anymore. We used to get it the Friday before pre-release, which in effect is when this whole set's been spoiled already. We now get it on Wednesday of release, which is a massive problem. Also, keep this in mind. This year, Rosetta's going to come out officially the day of our calling, right? So we somehow have to open and sort and list 200-300 boxes worth of stock. It's not fun. It's possible, but it's like 12-hour days for no reason. If we just got our stock the week before, we'd probably order double, because we would have a whole week to get through it, you know? But and we've discussed this with LSS and with LPG, and no one wants to like take ownership. LPG says that LSS say they can't do it, and then LSS say that LPG can do it, but they don't want to put any pressure on, that it's up to us and them. So it's just a loop that never worked out. But man, if we had an extra 3 or 4 days, we would... Ooh, that's a nice hit. Extended Art Spoiled Skull. Yeah, if we had that extra few days, I'd probably double our order. The issue is with like MST, we ordered and then, you know, everyone ran out and you can't order anymore. So we'll probably hedge and order a few more than... Hey, Dev. Yes, it's going to suck. I mean, I'm going to talk to LPG because remember, they're running the event. themselves. So maybe they'll understand, since they want us to vend it and potentially stream it, that we need a little bit of time. At least the event is in Sydney, right? And by the way, Dev, I was thinking we can take a bunch of stock to the event and open it as we go. And we can have the bulk bins. Rather than sort it, people can just go through the bulk bins and grab cards they want. Could be fun. Hammer, I think our sweet spot would be 100 cases. 100 cases? Yeah. If we had 2 weeks to deal with it. Like brick and mortar stores do. Because brick and mortar stores that run pre-releases tend to get all of their allocation 2 weeks before. But maybe we'll end up with an LGS of our own. I mean, we could have partnered with one by now, but we would have to let go of our singles, whatever it's called, online retailer agreement with LSS, and we wouldn't be able to restart it if the relationship fell through, so we've opted to not do it. Alright. I think we're on the halfway mark. Let me count. That's 6. No, not quite. 27 boxes left. Also, Hemel, we did offer to buy a pallet of LPG. And they more or less said, sure, but same price. And we're like, but it's so much less work for you. And so much more money. They wouldn't even do 5% cheaper than they do now, so we didn't. Hey, warmongers. Drew me to Enigma. Well, Zen was of no interest. I don't like the ninja playstyle, or assassin for that matter. I did like Aura Prism, so Aura Prism, oh, and also Blusionist. Here's the funny thing. I thought there's no way Enigma could lose to Kano. Turns out she can, so I may never play her again, to be fair. It's, to me, I don't like Kano existing in general, and then thinking I should have a safe bet, not losing to it, and then absolutely getting decimated. I did misplay a little, but I thought it should be a very one-sided matchup. It wasn't. It was not. It was one-sided for them. Died him. Who played Kano? Steven. And, like, funnily enough, he wanted to go draft, so he just decided to pop off mid-game because he was going to go anyway, and just absolutely blasted me out of existence. I don't think it matters. Like, I think it might have used to matter how much AB you had versus Kano, but now it just feels like if they draw a couple of tomes in a row, it's over anyway. That's all he did, was like played a tome from hand, drew a tome of find, or he had an E-pot and a tuna counter up, and I think I like literally threw my Oasis Respite and AB3, which nuked me. Are you saying I should run AB4? To be fair, I used to like playing Dromai for that reason. He had a good matchup into Wizard, but... Yeah, but I hate that, Dozer. So who's the natural predator for Kano if not the blue illusionist? Like, what other deck is supposed to, like, never lose to it, you know? I feel like that's just a big flaw in design. Kiak, no problem. Yeah, Prism is a whole different beast, I guess. And it's like, it's my luck, but I tend to do very well in events and then face a Kano and just... And there's never that many, I just tend to face Kano. And I'm a warrior player, so my experience with Fab is very much negative when it comes to like ProQuest RTN level. I could be doing phenomenally well and then just get my 0% matchup. Yeah, but I feel like the problem I had, even though I had a lot of blues, you know, you're still running like hold the line, right? Which isn't useful into Kano. And you need to play your blues. So it's not that many blues. It didn't feel like, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like I had a lot of blues. Because I'm trying to transcend, which uses 2 blues in my hand. And on occasion, that means you have 0 blues left. Ooh, cold foil, Soulbond Resolve. Yeah, I mean, and there's other deterministic things like his, like Ragamuffins and Deja Vu, right? So it's not even, like a pitch stack sounds like you need to get to second cycle, which, so that means I just need to race them down. But that's not always what the pitch stack is it? Sometimes it's just draw the correct cards and stack them in a way to kill me. That's what happens more often. Like I said, I misplayed. I was being silly. I did the 10,000 years. I pitched for it just for fun. And ate a lot of damage for doing that, of course. But I don't think I would have won the game because I didn't see my wasn't able to get a chi to do anything powerful. So having a couple of spectrals and swinging with them is not how you're going to beat that deck. And he was playing Waning Moon, so very easy for him to pop my attacks while I'm using them. That's okay. Also, I'm sure if I played that game again, I would do better. It's just... Oh, and I had a mirror. And I got... He went first, played 2 auras. I had no auras to play, so I couldn't attack him at all. And he didn't attack me. No, I definitely know I have to hold cards into Kano, but I had some ward up. Anyway, it's... Like I said, it's... Well, I'd imagine the Earth Wizard is mid-range. It'd be weird if it wasn't. I want to see Wizard playing Parapets. Also, my experience with Enigma so far has been a mirror, 2 Vinsets, a KO, and Kano. So, yeah. Hasn't been fun. Maybe I'll go to the Armory tonight. Next set is 2 Wizard, 2 Runeblade, yeah. Unless they do something weird and wonderful, and there's a hidden hero. Yeah, I imagine Riptide's very difficult. I mean, I played a Dory on Talishar, and that was just annoying. It had 9 shunts in the deck. Like, I don't think that's a winnable matchup either if they see the shunts at the right time. Hey, hold the line. Hey, don't worry. There'll be Bright Lights Marvels. They'll be cheap. Auras classified as weapons. When they attack, they are backer. It's literally what they end up being. Those are, I feel like that's actually why I'm not enjoying Enigma. I think I want to play, like, you know how long it took Dromite to finally end up in the full aggro red line? I kind of want to build a more aggressive Enigma that doesn't block. I think having D-reacts and everything is what I wasn't enjoying about the play style at all. And just do above rate things. Like, I want to pummel a Phantasmaclasm, you know? That's what would make me happy. But everyone tells me that's bad. Fractal is, yeah. Again, I'm sure you can build. I'm sure you can build some of that stuff into it. Like, it's not hard to in a meta with KO to have Phantasmal Footsteps and. The other thing I was thinking is trying to fit Semblance. Thanks, Charles. I am a madman, but remember, we have a shop to put these on, so. Hey, Luminat Lance Foil. Look at that thing. I'm playing Enigma and Nats. Nope, because I'm not playing Nats. I will be vending. So, put your orders in. Actually, Dev, if you're still here, remind me to do an email with the pickup code for Nats. But yeah. You can use the code, discount code pickup, and just put in a comment that you want your order at Nats. And we will be there. Let me move all these cards out of the way. Thanks, Dozer. Thanks for chatting. Alright, that was the halfway mark too. Alright. unserialized card. Surely we're close now. Hank, good to see you, bud. Have a good sleep. How many boxes? 20? No, 24. 24, and we got 24 more. Am I going to Tampa? No. Look, if Rudy confirms that he's going to Tampa, maybe I'll try. Surely he'll go to Tampa, right? But unlikely, because we have our calling that week. Like the next weekend after, so it would be crazy to fly all the way there and then back. It's a lot. But if Goblin Reserve wants to sponsor me to fly out, you know, I'll come out. Yeah, a few of the... What's the last one that I was at? LA? I think in LA, someone pulled a Cold Fall Scabskin Leathers in the Alpha draft. That's pretty lucky. The light shadow foiling is always mild. Any widespreads? Zero. Zero widespreads. Yet. Favorite Marvel Angel? I don't know. They're all pretty cool. I like the stained glass type of look. But I'd have to look at them all again. Diabolic Offering. Like Spoiled Skull value will probably go up too, seeing 4 arcane heroes are about to descend on us. What do you think? No problem, man. Good night, dude. How many boxes of first ed tails? Boxes. What's 4 times 40? 160 boxes, I think, is how many we have. Look at that. Speaking of, another extended art spoiled skull. Just in time. I mean, we already had 40 boxes just lying around. They weren't worth opening. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. I don't particularly miss opening that set. I've opened a lot of it. But maybe with a different light now. Remember, there's a lot of banned cards in it. There's... Oh man, let's go through that. There's Duskblade, which is a cold foil in the set. So that's just nothing. There's Crown of Seeds in cold foil in that, which is nothing. Corsham is... I mean, it's worth maybe $100 or something in cold foil. I don't know, maybe a lot less, but still not a lot. Heart of Ice isn't worth a lot. So what, you're looking for Shock Charmers now, which is not bad. Stalagmite? No, not Stalagmite. Why am I forgetting the name? I love that they put Dory art on a light action. New Horizons okay. And whatever the shield is. Rampart is still not. Yeah, Creepers is probably a big hit, actually. It's probably Creepers, Shock Charmers are the ones. And also, everything Ice, which used to be the height of the value in that set, isn't going to see any movement, right? Unless people want to spec buy for, like, the next set. Hitting, like, a Alt-Art Channel Lake or a Channel Lake in general is not going to be worth anything. But there's a whole bunch of cards in that set that were never worth anything that could see play now, like Thunderstep and... I think the pulses are not playable because these heroes don't look like they are dual element, so you can't play those. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, maybe the strike deck is a ice hero, sure. But you get what I mean. It's like, it's going to be good, but I think the cards that will sell, everyone has a lot of anyway. There were plenty of Briar players, so there should be a lot of Mount Heroics in the wild anyway. Another Warmongers. Yeah, maybe they just don't want ice. Like, maybe they don't want all the elements back at once, so that's fair as well. There you go. I mean, for sure, Channel Mount Heroic is gotta see play, right? Yeah, Ice would be good into aggro in general. Ice might end up being very good into something like KO. It was great when someone played Voltaire's also banned, yeah. So you see what I mean? There's a lot of rare hits in the set that won't be worth a lot. You're relying on Shockies, Spellbound Creepers, and, you know, playables, right? but it sort of doesn't matter because Toa is so cheap anyway. Sure, Rob, but I'm just saying, I think even single stores have lots of those. EA in the Majestic pile? Yeah, that's right. I would have seen that eventually. Do I order them? So yeah, Charles, we do have distributor access. These boxes were bought from a store that wanted to. Wait, this is another Dory art on a light card. Disgusting. Yeah, a store that was selling out. We buy collections. Sometimes people have a bunch of cases, so we buy those with the cards they're selling and open them. If you want to sell us anything, you can email us. The shop email is on my YouTube channel, as well as if you just go to flukeandbox.com, send us a list. Bequest. Oof. Glow flame in what area? My answer will be very different. Fulminate? Did Fulminate spike? There you go. Man, we have hundreds of Fulminates. I think we've avoided some of the scalping just because people know we will cancel their order when it's more than 3. But also I think we did a price update the morning of the announcement, like after they announced. It was morning for us. Melbourne based. So you won't get access to distribution unless you have a physical store. So what you'll want to do is focus on buying collections, or no, you can. I don't. Whew, Nunfoil crown. Why not? I don't. I arrogantly don't see anyone as competition. We do our own thing. I think there's. We also export like more than we sell in Australia. So yes, you'll struggle to get sealed boxes at cost unless you can find an LGS that's happy to pass on cost price to. So you just want to buy low, sell high. So buying collections and selling them is the way to do it. And be in a position that you don't. So for instance, let's say you buy something like Toa and then all the heroes LL, you don't want to be in a position where you have to realize any losses and sell that stock quickly. So ideally, whatever amount of money you have to invest in cards, keep like 25% of it as cash all the time. So you can always buy cards when they come up for sale. So because we meta chase in the sense of we just open the new set when it comes out. If I wasn't doing that, what I'd be doing now is probably buying, looking at like the heroes that are about to LL, so Dash as an example, and picking up all the good mech majestics that Dash plays at low pricing. It's a big endeavor, but it's not if it's your hobby. So if it's just for fun, get a good idea of what cards are worth and look for deals, or just buy bulk. So you always get a better deal the more you buy. So if someone has 1,000 cards versus one, you'll usually buy the 1,000 cards at a lot less price. because they don't want to deal with 20 different buyers at the same time. Or focus on flipping. Focus on one at a time, picking up gold foil or something expensive, and then making sure you get a good price on that, and maybe even have a buyer lined up. So I do that a lot. If I find a cold foil tunic for sale, I try and find a buyer first, and then just flip it. So build some connections. Even just, if you really want to do it the easy way, keep an eye on all these marketplace websites like Facebook and Discord, and start making a note of the higher end buyers. So an example right now is Lee Kimball. He's been posting for a while that he wants a gold foil Mask of Momentum and a gold foil New Horizon. If I had time, I would be writing that down and then messaging a whole bunch of people privately that buy gold foils to see if they have one of those, and just try and make $500 by buying it and then selling it to Lee. But if you're only in it for money, Fab's probably not the way to go. There's much bigger, better markets, I think. But if you like Fab, then why not? There, now you know all the secrets. Hey, Damo. Everything is indeed well. Still haven't found a... haven't found a serialized card yet, so we keep going. I don't know if any of you OGs remember, but when Tales of Aria came out, I posted a video of me opening till I hit the Cold Foil Fable. I mean, if you have bulk, it's a good way to start. Sort things into play sets. I think the big demand is something we aren't willing to do, and most stores aren't willing to do, which is sorting sets into class play sets. I was about to say that, Charles. I can tell you all the methods we use to make money, but it's harder to do them than to talk about them, you know? You gotta be actively on the markets, just browsing, looking, remembering, making notes of people or deals or sale prices. If you don't have a good memory to commit them to, and yeah, it's really building contacts, I think, is maybe the number one reason our shop is successful, is we're active, you know? I go to as many big events as I can. I talk to people. I trade. I sell. I buy. And most of the best deals we've ever done for the shop was people contacting me directly. It wasn't public. You still got to grow your name and some sort of brand. Winnie, yeah, we're vending it. So we'll pretty much be bringing all of our stock up. So if you want any singles, you can come to the booth, or you can order in advance and just use the discount code pickup. Dutch, not yet. Not yet. Soon. Surely, soon. Unlikely, but surely. I think by the end of all of this Dusk Till Dawn, we would have opened around 400 boxes of it total. But the opening's gone fine, EV-wise, I think. Winnie, we figured that there's probably 7 left. As far as Hamel says, I think that sounds right. These are the notables. They're all cold foil, except the Lighter Souls Rainbow. I started with the lion's share of my personal collection, which from memory was maybe $30,000 in cards total we started with. So it wasn't nothing. But I could start with a lot less and do the same thing. I think one big thing we did was open a website first. Like having a website that people go to saves you a lot of time dealing with people. Like we still deal with people in email and direct messaging, but ideally people can just click on your card and buy it. No, I don't really have that feeling towards my collection. I'm open to selling all of it when the time is right. But it's not necessarily a money-driven thing, Charles. It's like, if I'm not going to be playing it anymore, I'm probably going to sell it. But while I'm playing with it, I don't care. Within reason, I don't care how much money's on the table. One example where that's not correct was selling my gold foil crown. Because it went up so much in price. I literally renovated my whole apartment with the money. So that made more sense than holding on to it. Platform, we're just using Shopify Glow. You might want to use BinderPOS, depending on, which is still Shopify, but has a subscription, depending on how much knowledge you have and how much manual work you want to do for pricing stuff. So we do ours manually, but BinderPOS would do it for you, which is a big deal. I sold my gold crown for cold foil Ironsong versus. Nice. What did I sell it for? 24,000 AUD. Beerbot, no, it's me and Dev. It's 2 of us, but yes, it's still just 2 of us. We do get some help from people around as well, but it's mainly us. But my gold foil crown cost me around 8,000 Australian, and I sold it for 24. That's why I sold it. Too much of a jump to hold on to it. do we handle shipping? We just use Australia Post. You can probably do other couriers and programs. Like if you really want to nickel and dime it, you would use different shipping for international versus domestic. But if you contact me privately, I can put you in touch with the Australia Post rep that helps us. We actually have some of the best export shipping rates. Like to most of the world, it's under 20 Australian dollars, which helps. Because like even in the US, they can't ship out of the US for that cheap most of the time. Hey, Marvel Figment of Tenacity. I think we did hit this one. Metis. No, we didn't. Is this a new one? We're just creeping up. Let me tidy this up because I don't think we need all the majestic cold fours. So Metis, Themis, Soraya, Bologna, Aegis. Nearly at the playset. And put that here. Rob, it could have, but keeping in mind that there's only 17 of them, I don't think it would have dropped much. Kafrika, I don't think it's underrated, no. I think it's overrated. There's so much chaff bulk in it and tokens that just make no sense. It's great to hit marbles, obviously, but... But it really depends on, I think, your, like, art leaning. Because I don't love the art. Even though thematically I like the angel demon thing. It doesn't, like... Mistveil is much cooler to open for the art. I think Uprising is very, very cool to open thematically. And you pretty much get one Marvel per box, which makes it a very feels-good experience, even if they're not worth a lot anymore. Also, good luck finding any Uprising boxes. Damo, was it 6 loose boxes or? I mean, it can be a mistake. We got very lucky. Like, we opened some crew unlim that was loose and hit the Fable. Hey, stacks well. But, yeah, sometimes people have... I don't think you can weigh those boxes or anything, but I think definitely people can cherry pick. Buy a couple of cases when they hit the legendary... Levia. Slots in here somewhere. Yeah, this has become a problem. One stack for Rainbow for all it is. Yeah, Cherry, you ask him. Where is your... Also, Stacks, I'd like to know how much money you keep sending James, that he keeps shouting you out in my interviews. Because I keep trying to get him to shout out someone else, but he hasn't. Alright, Stackswell. What's your professional opinion on Poison the Well for the next set? Beerbot, no need to thank me. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, no problem, Glow. Like I said, it's not about competition. I wouldn't have started selling singles if there wasn't like a gap in the market, and there probably still is a gap in the market. I might take a short break after this box to get water and stretch my legs a bit. 2 minutes max. And then when I come back, we'll probably hit the serialized card anyway, so stay tuned. We seeing money flowing. I mean, we had a big day yesterday. But our shop's very consistent. Like it does what it does. I think we have enough stock now that it just hums along with like small blips here and there, and then you get the big bumps for new sets. But we try and look at it monthly rather than in short windows as a rule. Guys, 2 minutes, I'll be back. I just need a drink. Man, my room's a mess. Oh, it's a problem for later. We have 16 boxes to go. So 100% will hit a serialized card, right? Is it all DTD behind me? These, yes. There's another 48 boxes that I might do tomorrow or another day this week. Unlikely I'll do them today, but I think LGSs are different though. Like the overheads they have and time and stuff, they maybe don't make enough from singles to want to do it. But if you're going to operate from home, it can be very profitable. And yeah, the Australian community is not huge, so you really do need to... I don't think the majority of our income comes from opening sealed boxes, so if we didn't have sealed boxes, we'd probably still be buying cases for the new set just to have some singles from it, but primarily just buying stuff, buying singles from people rather than opening it ourselves. It's good to be able to do both. But cost price boxes are not as cheap as one would think. Dev, I hope you're watching. The clumping, here, I'll show you guys. So we have... There's another one, I think, in here. Yep. Try and do some maths for you guys, because it's funny now. What are we on? We did 28 boxes. 5 Carapace. And like one of every other legendary. Good clumping. Could have been Soul Bond Resolve, but instead it's... No, we have... Oops, dropped the whole pack. We have too much bulk as it is, so we don't grab any more. If you have an LGS, it's good to have the bulk bins out and people can pick through them. I think the money to be made in bulk is sorting them, especially if you have the time to sort them into class playsets, potentially. You can sell those pretty well. Because let's say you open 10 cases of a product, you can get a good 10% of your money back just from commons and rares, which helps offset any risk on the higher end. We just don't have time. We do common rare playsets for 99 Australian. We sell maybe 10 a set. I think we would sell way more if we did them by class, because usually people aren't playing all 3. So if you did a generic one, and then depending on the set, some sets don't have any generics, some do, but if you just did them per class, that's pretty much everyone covered. And I think the most profit is doing it by class. Dabble foil. But I think there's probably even a market for making like cheap commoner blitz decks and stuff. In other countries they do it. We just don't have time to dedicate to that. There's probably money in expansion kits, like making a specific kit to upgrade like the KO Armory deck, for example. I think they would sell very well. Because people pay for the convenience, so if you could, whatever you do that makes life easy for people will sell. So if you like sorting, I think there's some money to be made just in sorting. Foil Bologna. Yeah, I mean, we have some regulars, pretty much every set by the common rare playset. It is very affordable for what it is. Like, it's less than the price of a box, and you just have all the commons and rares. I think it's good for people that don't plan to open anything, because you really only need to open a case to get your own playset of commons and rares. But you also get it completely sorted and sleeved from us, so it's, you know, convenience, right? We did used to sell Majestic, like common rare Majestic playsets. It's just so much work, and they're hard to price. And unfortunately, you don't get you sometimes don't get enough cards to make the playsets, which we've been finding with Japanese printed product. The collation can just be awful. Like, you get 20 of one Majestic and 5 of another, and there's not enough to even fill your pre-orders, so you have to... Erudition. I think we have this one. I think? Yeah, we do. Not complaining. I think this is one of the better Marvels to hit in this set. I'm doing okay on those. Yeah, Rob, but again, we've opened 100 boxes and not had enough for some playsets in the past. It's crazy. I think Bright Lights was a really bad set for that. Cold foil resolve. Anyone even play Bolton? That's the new Armory deck, right? Is Bolton? Is that correct? Cool art on this card. Foil numbskull. Very cool concept for a card. I think it does get played, more so if Prism's going to be doing very well. It also isn't relevant now, but is very good counter tech into ice, because the cost can't be increased. So I wonder what happens to the frostbites. Do the frostbites get deleted anyway? I much prefer paper packs. They did say that paper packs should be coming through the Japanese printer, so that should mean us, but who knows when. That's right, there's a Nazareth Marvel in this set, isn't there? Haven't seen that yet. Today, I mean. I just remembered, it's a one-sided Marvel. Yeah, we've only got 2 so far. But I mean, it's only to make up for the difference in outsiders, right? So whoops. Sensor. Is Sensor an underrated card, do you think? Because it's got a skill ceiling. I feel like I wouldn't play it very well because I wouldn't remember what cards to name. I don't know. It's more than most, but I don't know. Surely I've hit 1 million packs, right? Maybe not. A rough guess would be, let's say, 20 cases for every set of Flesh and Blood. Minimum. Leather Levia. So many releases has Flesh and Blood had? And how many packs are in 20 cases? This is still not a job, which is probably why I still do it. We have the business, but it's still a part-time gig. So streaming's fun. I'm motivated, getting close to 5K to make a bit more content. But yeah, if I did this like 40 hours a week, I probably wouldn't love it. Foil sensor. Caleb, any Marvel Levia? Oh no, not yet. I doubt I'd win that. There's definitely people that open more than me and are quicker. Let's just get rid of some bulk. $12 boxes left. Are you talking like a stamina world record? We thought of doing that. We were gonna do a 24-hour stream. Never materialized, but this is the first pack. Flicker trick. Yeah, I wouldn't do a stamina one. I have a back injury, so this already sucks. What are you sorting it as, Sam? Like alphabetically, class, like what are you doing? By set and then class? Okay. I don't know what the best system is. I think the best system is having like by class in 3,000 count boxes. So you, and then sleeve every 3 cards together, but you got to think of how easy it's going to make your life later, you know? And maybe watch something more interesting than this stream, Sam. That's your first mistake. Watch House of Dragon or, I don't know, Bridgerton or something. Well, look, I'll tell you what, Fabrock. Yeah, I don't know, Charles, why you would do that either. Here's my suggestion, Fabrock. If you can do some research and message me what the current world record is, if there is one. No, I won't make it to Tampa, unfortunately. Yeah, if you do some research and it looks like a record that's open or whatever, I'm happy to try. I think the issue is going to be like how they look at it. If it's Flesh and Blood specific, maybe, but my fab packs are dog shit to open. Like paper packs would be much quicker. So, and again, I've seen people open at ridiculous speeds. I'm still like looking at cards and sleeving foil majestics and cold foils, you know. But I'm happy to like try. An endurance one would be fun. Doing like a continuous unboxing stream. I'd need help, but also maybe some of my videos already qualify if the record doesn't exist, because we've had some long streams. Hey, reality refractor. I think this would work on Enigma. I feel like maybe that's what the world's missing anyway, is a Enigma not playing Cosmo. Because those weapon attacks, when things have plus counters on them, is kind of nuts. Because the weapon's adding damage. Might be a better way to play into Guardian as well, if you're blocking a lot. Why won't the Go Again activate traps? It still has some of them. Wait. Yeah, Reality Refractor doesn't have Go Again, but Iris does, right? Because 5 base means like, what would Mirror Guy be? 9? 2 for 9? Just off rip? It's not bad. Without Go Again, I guess. So mega hit. Hold the line. Foil. These are like $50 or something at the moment. I think. I don't know if we've had one on the shop for a while, but last I checked, they were expensive. So 1189. Was it timed? Like, is that a record of how quickly he opened 1,000 packs? Because I've done more than that in a stream. I think the Dust Till Dawn stream was bigger. Yeah, that could be an interesting sideboard into Riptide. It's a Spectral Shields are just 2 for 6s. Come on, serialized card. Is this the one that's played? Grasp of Darkness? I think it might be. Levia plays it sometimes. Meeps. Whoops, what did I just click on? Accidentally. Ah, no problem, Winnie. Did we grade them for you, or you bought them graded? Nice. Ah, 1,000 people open packs simultaneously. I feel like we could beat that quite easily at a Flesh and Blood sealed event, right? We should let LSS know. We should try for that. Imagine Worlds in Osaka. Although Worlds isn't the best place, maybe Tampa Bay is better since everyone's doing... I feel like that shouldn't be a hard record to beat. Another foil hold the line. We've hit a few of these. It's been good clumping. 0 full art widespreads. 0. Which is great. Haven't hit anything good in a while. We are 9 boxes left. Yay, here we go. I think it's Erudition again. The color looks like Erudition. I've opened so many, I recognize the color. So, again, good clumping for us. Bad for finishing this set. But that's okay. Foil. They are very different. Again, I think this might have been planned as a draft set. Definitely the next one will be as a draft set, and I foresee some reprints from this set. But I do feel like Warmongers. I feel like LSS's art direction is great. Like no two sets look and feel the same, even if the theme is similar. Which is great. There's no staleness in like set to set. Man, I gotta stop clicking that. Gonna accidentally. Let me see if I can. I don't want to accidentally end the stream or something. Thanks again, everyone that's stayed and is tuned in. I wasn't expecting 50 people, but if you're enjoying this content, there'll be a lot more. I think we're not even a third of the way yet. So we've done like 150 of the, even less than that, maybe 100 of the 500 boxes that we got to open. So I think the only product we definitely will be waiting the longest for now would be Monarch First Ed and Unlim. We'll just wait till, you know, the next Light Shadow set gets announced. Which is probably around the corner, but I think everything else will get opened before then. I'm going to try and do all this before Rosetta comes out. So, and I'm sure one of these streams will have an alpha box opening. I watched a couple of the games. I think I watched Fino's game. What product are we opening the most? Dusk Till Dawn is up there, so again I have another 48 boxes, but the most would be Tales. It's a lot of Everfest, but it's definitely Tales. Tales is probably, it's like 160 boxes of the 500 is Tales First Ed. Which is lucky for us, right, Caleb? We didn't even buy it to spec. We lowballed that set because we didn't want it. But we ended up getting all the boxes anyway, and 2 days later, Rosetta's announced, and it turns out it's probably not a bad product to open. Hopefully this stream ends in a grand finale of a serialized. It would be the first one opened in Australia, as far as I know. There's a second Crown of Providence non-foil. Favorite Marvel of all Marvels? I don't know. I still think the dragons are the best Marvels. It's like Tumultide would probably be the best looking Marvel. But then you got Mecropotent is very cool looking. Ooh, look, we got a full art widespread. 1 out of 20 cases. No, 10 cases. Yeah, that's great. Starvo, yeah. I mean, to be fair, Starvo, the feeling of pulling one at the time was pretty good. First double-sided card, and, you know, it was a very played hero. Another four-holder line. Oh, that's a EA. Zero card, only the first wave of boxes. So first of all, I don't know if there was a second wave, but second, these are old boxes. These have been, this store ordered them at launch and didn't sell them, so. If there was a second wave, I don't think this is part of it. I guess Mecropotent is Shadow as well, which doesn't make any sense, right? But it is. Maybe that'll matter. Maybe there'll be a card that lets you play. Maybe there'll just be a Shadow mech one day. And guys, as far as we know, they haven't all been found yet, so we're hoping. The guess was 7 left. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. We're not far from 5,000, which is an alpha box giveaway. I'll open it on stream and send you, if you win, all the contents. And that should hopefully happen soon. 2 to 3 weeks, I think, at the rate we're going, should be enough to get there, but we just need you guys to sub. Hey, Foo. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. We have 6 boxes left. And then I'll potentially do the other 48 tomorrow Hey, Scowling Cold Foil. Great hit. Unfortunately not full art, but extremely powerful card it turns out. Broken, some would say. Foil sensor again. Loving these foil generics. There's not a lot of money in the foil light or shadow cards, unfortunately, but the generics on the other hand. Five boxes left. Well, I don't think we ever pulled a Marvel Levia. That's a super hard card to see. I think we hit a Necropotent. We hit an Enigma New Moon. We hit one Emperor, but it wasn't for us. It was for a box break customer, not for, when I say us, at the time, me personally. What did I say was broken? I can't remember now. Flashback. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's way too much agency in defense. I don't think any other class has a similar thing in defense. Like, yeah, Intim makes a lot of sense offensively, but defensively, holy crap. You can just completely ruin a turn, completely ruin a setup. You can completely, like, you can destroy an Art of War turn. You can destroy a Blood Rush turn. Favorite talent would probably be Mystic, actually. Mystic's very interesting, very fun. Oldham pitching an ice card. Yeah. Was that the same? Didn't that went to the bottom of your deck, right? I guess it was the same. Hey, another Marvel. Tenacity this time. Again, I should say. I don't think it's ban worthy. It's just, it's very strong. I think it would be fair if it blocked 0, but it still blocks 2, and I mean the value is huge. I think you can sometimes use it to block 10 plus effective damage coming your way. Such cool art on this card. Alright, this is box 5. Counting down, by the way. Box 39, if we're counting. 39? No. Anyway, there's this box and 4 more left. Still a chance to hit one of the super elusive marvels. And if not today, then maybe next stream, huh? I have a good feeling. Not being superstitious or anything, but no one's opening Dust Till Dawn. There's 7 of the serialized cards out there, potentially. I mean, even if there was only 1 out there, someone's got to have it, and I happen to have 100-ish boxes, so surely. Hold the line. Can you call dibs? What do you think, Caleb? What are you offering? Hey, baby legendary hit. I think you'd always want the prism. Although I think the art on the chains are cooler. Federico's art is just crazy good. So, I mean, either. But prism. But also, I don't know how many of each have been opened, so I don't know what's left. Just the Marvel Levia. I mean, I wouldn't be complaining, that's for sure. I think we hit a Marvel. Hey, Bellona. Man, 2 in a row like that is great. There's Bellona down here. All right, last 4. If you're still here, please hit the like button. We've been at like 50 viewers most of the stream. Be nice to get to 50 likes. It does help. I think the way Google explains it on the back end is people that it's like for recommendations. It will recommend videos people like to other people that like similar videos. Or simply watching isn't as effective. Something like that. If you like the video. I feel like I'm getting quicker at these unboxings. It's going to be like 3.5 hours for 48 boxes. It used to take me 4. I think this set is actually fairly quick to open as well. Also, I sort of pre-opened all the cases, so that helps. But I don't know if you guys notice when we do the big box breaks, we're actually even taking the plastic off the boxes so that it goes quicker. Lost in Thought foil. I can't remember what this was. I think it was Dromai maybe was playing that. It's a pseudo card discard with no on-hit required. It's pretty good. And you get to see their hand. It can be very good if you see a popper or an Art of War or something crazy. Getting to the end. Cold foil, frontline, gauntlets. Ugh. Dissolve reality over that card. I mean, I think because it's a yellow and it blocks 3, right? That blocks 2. I think that's why. And Arsenal tends to be stronger than a hand and card, I guess. And you're not worried about poppers. I think that's why. Remember, poppers generally have to be in hand, so that's why Lost in Thought was good on Dromai. But I think Enigma really wants as many block 3s as she can. Three boxes left. Although I feel like since you're playing Command and Conquer anyway, I don't know if I loved seeing that card. You know what I mean? I think maybe also it's better against like Azalea than some other heroes. I think maybe I played it in too many matchups. Definitely in the home stretch. This and 2 more boxes. Let's go. Hack to reality. Blue Sync belows. I think Blue Sync might just be a cheap hold the line right when you can't get hold the line. What is a block for? 2? It's not horrible. Yeah, we sold. Did you see the sigil sell as well? Blue and yellow sigils. Maybe there's a list going around. I think Blue Sync is probably okay. I don't do this enough, but I think Opt and Sync are really good if you're trying to mill your deck, like not mill, but go through your deck quickly. I think that's part of the logic. Here we go, Empyrean Rapture, Rainbow. Kiak, no Cold Foil Lighter Soul, just one Rainbow. I think you were here for that though. We did a Cold Foil Scowling, which is nice. They're notoriously hard to find. Big demand for them. But a couple of boxes left. See if we can't. Any updates on PCG deck boxes? They've been for sale in Australia for a while. Contact your local PCG office. If you're in the US, I think you're not going to have much luck contacting anybody, but there's a chance I can get you one, Caleb, and ship it to you through the shop. Dev, remind me if I forget. I could go grab some and list them on the shop. Poison the well. Yeah, I think they've been out for a while. Unfortunately, with the US office being bought by Rudy, I don't think they have like a big team. And I don't think he's stocked things like the deck box. While New Zealand and Australia and probably Asia and Europe have them. So if you're American, you might not get access just yet, but Europe, Asia, I think they have them. Second last box. Hey, extended art, cold foil. It's a great hit at the start of this box. Very playable. I wonder if those 7 sketch cards are just sitting in someone's bulk bin somewhere, you know? That keeps me up at night. All of my cards are player slab that I play with. All my gold foils. I don't have any normal slabs because I don't really have cards that I don't play with, if that makes sense, in my collection. The shop has a bunch of each, but personally, no. This is a great hit as well. Rainbow Scowling. those cards look like. Tommy, if you jump on Facebook, maybe Twitter, look for Livia Prima. She's the artist for Prism. And yeah, look through. She did post all 10 of the artist proofs, the serialized ones that she did. I think Federico might have done the same actually. But you can find them. Would be good if someone put like a dump of them somewhere, the photos of all the ones that have been found. Maybe Matt does have that. So we think 13 have been found and 7 left. So it would be in this card, like the second last card. So you should have seen it because it's a cold foil hero card on the front and a sketch on the back, but and it has the Marvel icon, the purple diamond. So it should stick out, but who knows, right? Rubik, everything will be up for sale later. Tonight, and worst case scenario by tomorrow. Because I still have to sort, especially all the Majestics, before listing them. Alright, we're on the final box. I'm doing that upside down for some reason. Whew. No pressure, but one big Marvel would be great. My stomach just grumbled. You know what that means? It means Marvel, Levia, and lunch. That's what it means. Surely it means both. Hey. You know how that... Oh, man. That could have been so good. It could have... It could have been so good. I guess I did clearly smell the Levia coming up. It's nearly 3 p.m. What's for lunch? I don't know. I am kind of famished, you know. I had a big breakfast knowing I was going to stream, so I'm okay, but it's like 3 p.m. Maybe it'll just be a sandwich or something. I have a lot of work to do, as you can tell. It's the next big thing I got to do is get rid of all this damn rubbish. That takes a bit of time. You'd be surprised how much rubbish is created opening 48 boxes. I have a good system, but it's still... Hey, Jackie. That's still going to make a good clip, you know. Cafreak, I have been tossing the comments since box 40. Because I just wanted to get 3,000 counter commons. And everything else has been going in the bin. I'm just very sly about it because people make comments when they know. Foil Warmongers in this box. Fucking amazing hit. Cannot complain with a foil Warmongers. With a Runeblade set coming up, with potentially a wizard that's playing cards on your turn. On their turn, I mean. Warmongers stonks. Got like 5 packs left. Three packs left. hold the line. Last pack. It's not a Marvel. It's nothing. Oh well. First time you've seen a WD. What am I missing? Warmonger's Diplomacy. Yeah, they're hard to get. That's for sure. I had to buy one recently because the shop had none and I needed one. Guys, please make sure you subscribed, comment on the giveaway video. Most likely in the next 2 days I'll do another 48 boxes of Dusk Till Dawn. And at some point after that we'll be doing, man, maybe Everfest next. Who knows? I'll show you guys all the hits. We did very well, I think, on cold foils. I think we had 2 Diadex. No, just the 1 cold foil. Whole bunch of Marvels. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 big hits in 48 boxes. It's not bad. A lot of foil M's. Flukenbox.com if you want to buy any of them. Give it a day or 2. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. See you soon.